Today, we're talking camera movement. For the past couple of months, I've been using the Nano 2 Shark Slider by iFootage. I'm not exaggerating when I say this is my favorite piece of camera support gear that I have had in years. And it's nearly perfect, minus one feature, which hopefully can be added. Okay, so what is the Nano 2? It's an electric slider, which we've been seeing around the consumer prosumer market for years now, and we've seen them in a wide variety of prices and packages. Now the Nano 2 is actually a collaboration project between iFootage and DJI because, as you can notice, my RS3 Pro gimbal is on top of the slider. Now this fixes a bunch of huge issues that electric sliders have had in the past. Again, I've been looking for an electric slider for years, but the price points are all over the place. You can get one for a couple $100, and I've actually done videos on those many years ago. But in terms of being electric, it's really just electric kind of horizontal motions, maybe a little twist, but you're not getting all of your different axes, you're not getting follow focus. And then of course you can swing to the other end where you will spend multi-thousands of dollars on a whole system that can do all the different things, but they're usually much bigger packages. You're pretty much going to set it up in your studio and leave it there. It just seemed like an expensive piece of kit that you'd use a couple times for a couple really complicated shots, but you wouldn't go and just grab for your next video. The Nano 2 is completely different from all of that. First off, we'll jump straight into the price. You can get this long version right here, which I believe has a 17-inch travel for $750, or there's a shorter, I believe 9-inch version for $650. Now obviously that is just the slider and all the accessories it comes with. That is not the gimbal on top. So that is of course an added cost that will bring you into the 4-figure mark. But why I think it's genius is because so many people already have a DJI gimbal, and this supports all the way back to the RS2. Now on top of my RS3 Pro is my Pocket 6K Pro. I have been able to balance Pixis on this, but this kind of just is a great kind of almost permanent setup for my 6K Pro now. And I found that it's really fast and efficient to film a bunch of stuff and then remove it via the SSD from 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙, which is actually today's sponsor. Ever since I made that first minimalist SSD iPhone setup, you all have been asking me to find a really good MagSafe SSD that would make it even more simple to attach to the phone. That's where today's sponsor comes into play, and that is 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙. They sent out their latest 1TB MagSafe SSD. I thought I'd check it out, and so actually for the past couple of months, I've been using it in a variety of different ways, from simple outings to a lot of BTS on film sets, because it is my favorite type of setup. It's so minimalistic. The MagSafe, you guys are right, it's very nice to have, just simple attachment. Comes with a 40 gigabit per second cable that of course just makes it super flexible and easy to attach. It's got USB 3.2 and offers a sustained speed of 1800 megabytes per second transfer speeds. Everything comes in this handy little pouch right here, including an extra cable. Let's say you want to use this on your bigger camera, like your Blackmagic camera, or hook it up to your computer, where it also comes with this cable. You have these thumb locking screws on either side, and now you are super locked in. That cable is not coming out. They also sent out their 512 and 1TB CFXB Type B cards for me to test out with my Pixis. And again, I've been using these for the past month or so. They've been extremely reliable. I've been able to record at all my favorite codecs and frame rates. And did you know that 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 is actually on Blackmagic's approved list of media, meaning they've tested out their different hard drives, Express Type B cards, and their cameras to make sure that all the codecs and frame rates function the way they should, giving you extra peace of mind when you decide to buy your media. If you've been looking to attach simple storage to your iPhone or upgrade your media for your cinema camera, definitely check out 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙, more in the description below, and huge shout out to them for sponsoring this video. It also comes with the necessary DJI adapter and this magnetic cable, which allows it to power. So you don't have to add on any accessories when buying the slider. The slider itself feels incredibly strong. It's all metal, carbon fiber. Now keep in mind, if you don't have the gimbal or you don't want to use the gimbal, it comes with all the necessary mounts to where you can just put on a tripod head. But not only is it genius to be able to attach these devices together, but they have done an incredible collaborative job to get the software and everything to just work. I'm not joking when I say, like, within 5 minutes of unboxing and setting the slider on a tripod, I had the gimbal connected hardware-wise, and then everything just works. You don't have to, like, update one thing or pair anything. As soon as you attach that magnetic cable, the data is being transmitted. The slider knows that a RS gimbal is attached. Now, a quick note, I know a lot of people that I've been watching doing these videos are in the mirrorless camera club, so they're all using autofocus. Yes, the wireless follow focus system that you would plug in to the RS gimbal works flawlessly. The slider has multiple different modes like time-lapse, macro mode, but of course I think most of us are just using the standard video mode, which is going to give you up to 8 programmable points at any given time. Now, this does have an app that you can utilize with that essentially looks like a remote control, and in some cases that can be easier to use, but another reason that I absolutely love this thing is that it is completely functional without using an app at all. And especially when you're like me and you're running around filming a bunch of YouTube videos, you need to be fast and efficient. Making adjustments to your points is as simple as pressing both the power and the function button once, and this will unlock the slider so you can manually just push it around. And on the gimbal, you can use the joystick, but you can also just grab the gimbal head and move it into position you want. And then of course, adjust your focus on the gimbal. You'll tap A, you'll move the slider to the next position, tap B, and so on if you need multiple points. It will continue to remember those points as well, even when you power off the entire device. When you start it up the next time, if you haven't removed your points, it will still be there, which can be cool if you're having like a multi-day shoot and you need those points remembered. Now, between the programmable points, you can adjust the amount of time it takes to get from each point. And you can make it variable. So from point A to B, you can have it take 5 seconds, and then you can have it take 3 minutes to go from B to C. The one thing that I've heard multiple people say, and I very much believe it is the one big feature missing that would make this product nearly perfect, would be the ability to add how long it stays in each position. Because right now, as you can see it looping behind me, it's going from A, B, C, C, B, A, but as soon as it gets to that point, it starts moving away from it. And I would love to be able to program like, hey, A to B, sit on B for 12 seconds, and then start moving to C, sit there for a bit. There's so many creative shots that would just be. And the beautiful thing is that definitely is just a software update. So I think maybe if we ask nice enough, that is a feature we can actually see in the future. What's impressive is everything here is ran by one battery, almost. So iFootage does make this pretty beefy external USB-C adapter that basically is just a USB battery bank. And that thing makes this slider and gimbal last a really long time. And that's also nice to know because as long as you have a 60-watt output, any battery bank or power source through USB-C can power this thing. However, again, I'm all about clean setups, as few cables as possible. So I'm actually just powering off this NPF 970 or whatever battery. But again, that one battery is powering the slider as well as the gimbal. Now on the slider, there is a USB-C output, so you can actually power your camera as well to really have one battery to power your whole system. But unfortunately, I haven't gotten it to power the pocket. I don't know what the little USB-C output right here maxes out as, but I don't think it's enough to power the pocket line. But I believe for like mirrorless cameras and stuff, you should be fine. Another big concern that people always have with these electric sliders is noise. And as you can hear, it's been going the entire time. Now in my audio, I do always apply voice isolation in Resolve. So I'll turn that off for the next couple seconds so you can hear what it sounds like raw audio for like an interview. The mic is a shotgun mic that's kind of aimed in this direction. Can you hear that? Like me sitting here, I definitely hear it a little bit. I'll make a silly, exaggerated version of what it sounds like in person. It's like a wisp. but I don't think it's gonna be bad enough for this mic to really pick it up, especially if someone's talking. This does have some other nifty features I haven't really used myself. The max capacity payload is 7 kilograms horizontally, but it can also do, I think, 3 or 3.5 kilograms vertically or at some crazy angles. My camera package definitely exceeds that, but again, small mirrorless camera setups should be good to go. There's also a way to attach your phone and use the iFootage app to add AI kind of facial recognition and following modes, where you can select your face and then the slider will follow you around. So yeah, overall, this is just an amazing piece of kit to add really dynamic camera movements that are repeatable in your videos. I think what makes it even more perfect is just how fast it is to set it up, how reliable. And I mean, I have this thing sitting on a tripod, and this Condor Blue like pro arm thing is perfect. I want to get a second one to put on the other side just so it's like extra stable. It's got mounting points if you want to throw it on like 2 light stands or whatever. It's just a really versatile and easy to use system, which is why for the past, I don't know, handful of videos that have been in this office, you've seen this thing sitting against that wall, and that's because I'm using it constantly. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. Again, huge shout out to 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check them out in the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.